this open.
Yeah.
Ghost dimension.
Hi, everybody. Well, I kind of blew that, but that's okay. I hope everybody's doing well. A little discombobulated today, but I just smudged the deck. The birds are all happy. They're not happy they're in their cages. Pip and Mango went out. But, you know, that goes as it is, right? Wow, just off my game today. Well, we are in retrograde, and it stays that way till, I think, October 2nd, I believe. So, you know, just continue to be working on self and going through things like kind of like a fall cleaning out, right? Getting ready for the winter coming up and the months ahead of us. And it's just time to take that into effect. And again, it's been an interesting day, and I hope you all have been having a great day too. All right, so let's see. Hi, everybody. Okay, Margaret, we'll give you a card today. How about that? Let me give you a card today. There's a lot of people on here. Be patient. I'll get around to everybody, okay? We're starting a little bit earlier than I normally do, by a few minutes, I guess. But that's because I screwed up my intro thing with the films. But that's okay. We're good. Okay, so, Margaret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh, you got a really interesting card today. Okay, so your card today is the Jaguar, okay, or the Black Panther, or the Black Leopard. They have many different names for them. People call them in different areas of the world. They call them differently, but they are black and they're beautiful. But they're also known for their magic and the mystical part of them, right? So what I'm getting for you for today is, again, because we're in retrograde and because the energy of the planets, and seriously, we just came off that full moon the other night, which I don't know about you guys, but it kind of smacked me in the back of the head and sent me into the next century. It was pretty strong. So what this is kind of telling for you, Margaret, is to kind of clean out your proverbial closet, but do it very, oh, what's the word they're using? I can hear it and I'm trying to do it with kind of a, you're reviewing it, but it's kind of like with a sense of awe. Go through things that have happened to you this past year and kind of see where you are. Go through and really look at how much you've actually accomplished and focus on that. And the magic of that is, and I had that up there for a little bit, is the magic of this is everything that has imprinted on you to this point, people, events, things that are around you that are happening, have all kind of created this person you are right at this moment. So you want to celebrate that. But they're also telling me, look deep and really appreciate even the bad that happened, because you got through it. And they're actually blessings, because they make you stronger and they teach us how to get through things that are happening in our lives. And you're a bright light here in our group and all the people around you, and they just want you to keep holding on to that mystery part of it. Look into the mystery of who you are. Really take a hard look and be grateful. Be thankful, because you are this amazing person. And I keep seeing this Black Panther walking around in a kind of like a semicircle, and this calmly laying down, which means everything is good to this point. So look how far you've come. Look at the great things you've done. Look at the great people you've met. Look at people, how they met you, maybe not even so great, because they all, again, bring balance to your life and made you who you are today. So that is your card today, and that is the Jaguar. Okay, so I hope that resonates for you. I'm sorry, I'm just off a little off cue here. Wow, just, yeah, kind of jumped into that and woo, yay. Hi, Ann Garner Jones. How are you? Nice to see you. James, I sure can give you a card. Oh, okay. Hang on, guys. Everything just flipped all around. All right. Let's see what I can get for you, James. I think I missed you last time, or over the weekend maybe, when I popped on and kind of surprised everybody a little bit, right? All righty. Hang on one second. Woohoo. All righty, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ah! I just shuffled this up and you got the same exact card. So twice in a row. And that's through 72 cards shuffled and cut and shuffled again. So your card also today is the Jaguar. For you, it's a little bit more about what you're like walking into, things that are in front of you. In other words, things that are going to be happening to you. I would say like kind of into the next week. They kind of want you to look at it and have a little bit of caution before jumping in or saying, yes, you'll do this, or sure, I can help out, or whatever. They want you to kind of take a harder look at things and make sure it fits with your timeline. So in other words, what works best for you, not what works best for everybody and everything outside of you. Okay, it's about your energy and it's about how you choose to spend it. So they're telling you, just be careful the way you're walking with it, what you choose. Make sure you understand everything that's involved. And if you do that, and if you even choose not to do it and just spend that time doing something that you would prefer to, that's fine. And this is what has been going on since, like I said, the full moon the other day, and that walking into Mercury retrograde, which again lasts till the 2nd of October. It's kind of got to be about us. It's got to be about us preserving our energy and our power. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to make sure before you walk into something that it's something that really matters, or something that you just can't be without. You've got to have it happen. Okay, because right now, it's better just to take care of your own energy and your own self. Okay, so that's what the Jaguar brings for you. That's just kind of crazy that that card came up again. So I hope you are well, and I hope that resonates with you. Okay, so I'm going to go down the look. I see. Hi, Johnny Yates. How are you? Now you're the invisible Sandy. Hi, Margaret. I love you. Hi, Chicago. How are you? Okay, going up. It's jumping around for me. So hang on, guys. I gotta get it to slow down. Yeah, the full moon was super crazy indeed. It wasn't that it was. It's not that it was bad as much as the energy that came off of that full moon and into, again, like the retrograde was so powerful. It kind of forced everyone to kind of look in the mirror sort of at ourselves, and it was kind of like, wow, this is really going on. So there was a lot of clarity that brought in, but it got brought in really abruptly and very like in our faces with it. So that's why a lot of that energy, everybody was like, wow, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted. There's a reason for everything, and the planets do mess with us. And I can attest to that from having worked at Children's Hospital for many years. We always knew when there was a full moon, and we always knew when there was a retrograde. So getting double dunked, so to speak, in one night was a lot. So I hope everybody just takes their time for whatever. Hi, Debbie Horn. How are you? It's been a while. All right. Let's see what I can pull out for you today. Let me shuffle them up again, because if I get it the third card in a row, I'll be just cracking up here. Hang on here. Oh, and I just posted over on my page and over on Insta. There's a brand new white rhino that was born just the other day. So we've been seeing a lot of white creatures being birthed. And we've also been seeing, which I absolutely love, species that have been rare to find. And actually one of the butterflies that they thought actually had been extinct, they found again, and they're beginning to thrive down in Florida here in the US. So it's kind of a good time also for the creatures in nature. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, this card's been coming up quite a bit with people. And this is the moose for you today. And the moose, like I said, I always tell you guys, they're amazing creatures. They're very majestic, but you don't want to mess with them. They're very territorial, and if it's a female that has a young calf, they're even more dangerous. Actually, the calves are just as bad. They take no prisoners, right? They just tell everybody what it's like and what it's supposed to be. And this is what's coming through for you right now. You're at a place with something and you don't need everybody's input because you know what you need to do. And it's like you just need to put it out there and people need to back off from it, okay? And I actually feel like this is it's like a choice, and you knew what the choice was going to be and you went ahead and made it. But it's like all of a sudden you're hearing flack, what we used to call flack. I don't know what they call it now, but flack from everybody. They're like, why would you do that? Or how, you should have done it this way. This would have been better. And it's like, you know what? Back off. And this is what I'm really seeing, where this moose, they're showing me, Spirit is showing me, they're coming in and they're standing their ground. And this is what I'm feeling you're going to be doing or are already like just there. And it's like, just remember who you are and the fact that you're a really good person and your soul intentions are right, they're balanced, and really nobody else needs to say anything because it's your choice, okay? And it's very loudly about your choice. And okay, for whatever reason, I just had an older woman that walked in and she's showing me a woven basket, right? A hand woven basket. I haven't done art shows in a long time, but we used to have them, and like at powwows sometimes you'd see our elders, because it is kind of a dying art, but they weave a basket with sweetgrass. Okay, this is what I'm being shown for you, not with the sweetgrass, but a woven, hand woven bowl. And this woman is kind of handing it down to you. She's got silver hair. I would look at her as my grandmother if I saw this. So this is where I would think this would be. It's either a grandmother or an aunt. But for whatever reason, it's kind of like passed down. And again, she's showing me this basket and she's telling me it's kind of bountiful. And if you hear the banging, it's Miss Pip because she's mad I didn't let her out. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, anyway, she's standing there with this basket and she wants you to take this basket. And it's almost like a tradition that's being passed down to you, or a rite of passage, she's saying, that's given to you. So you need to just revel in that and understand that the Spiritlands, the Spirit is watching you, your ancestors from before you were here or with you here and have since transitioned. They are very much supporting whatever this is. But this is what she's saying, and she keeps saying it. This is like a tradition, or not even a tradition. It's kind of a rite of, she keeps saying, yeah, it's a rite of passage. So it's something that's been handed down throughout the family to certain people in their each generation. So yeah, each generation, she's saying. So that's what I give for you today. And your card was the moose. And you're probably thinking, how the heck did she get from a moose to a basket? Hey, Spirit walks in and they kind of just throw everything to the wind and they want you to tell them what they're telling me. So I hope that resonates with you. Yeah, I know. Chicago, if you're closer, I'd come over and help you, and you could come over and help me. I'm in that process again. I got one closet done, and then it kind of like overwhelmingly said, no, I don't want to do anymore. And I haven't, and it's been a while, so I've got to get into the other closet yet. Okay. Hi, Ann Garner Jones. I hope you are well. Deborah, of course. Of course. I will give you a card. Yeah, everybody, I guess that is something that I have been aware of as well, that the Queen passed over this past weekend or Friday or whatever day it was. You know, she lived an extraordinary life. A lot of people within my culture are not wishing blessings to this family because they feel the crown has done a lot to harm the indigenous people around the world. And to a point, I understand that. However, we have to move forward through that. So for wishing somebody, I still keep, and I'm not a big fan, but I mean, you're aware of the royals because they're in the world. Everybody's aware of them, and I don't wish any bad on anybody. So I put out just what I would say to anybody. I hope that your grief, is gentle and it allows them to walk through whatever is going on. And, regardless of every decision she made, probably wasn't the right decision as far as being a queen. But you know what? She gave 70 years of her life to service for the country and the whole pack that's with them. And to me, that says something. She gave up a lot just to do that. So I commend her on that. All right. So anyway, Deborah, let's see what I got for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So your card today, Miss Deborah, is the coho salmon. Okay. And the coho salmon are, especially this time of the year, they always come into play because they're all going from the oceans and the lakes and everything up the stream to lay eggs for the following year. And they go up there and they literally die after they do this so that the new beginnings will help. The new beginnings of the eggs, they will grow and they will become fish that will again swim out to sea. And then when it's time for them to go, to come back in when they mature, lay their eggs, and then they pass. So it's generation after generation. For you, because the coho salmon are moving upstream, which is very difficult, even if you're walking in a creek or a river that's even up to your knees, it's very difficult to walk against the current. And this is what I'm being shown, and what I feel is going on with you right now is you're having a difficulty moving forward with something that's pretty important, and you're just kind of struggling with it, and you're feeling like it's literally like it's going to be the death of me. That's my grandmother used to say all the time. It's going to be the death of me. I can't get through this. This is really difficult. But the thing is, you are able to do it. And the part that you have to remember with your journey, or any of us with our journeys, there's going to be good, bad, and indifferent. And we have to push through those rough times. We have to push through those difficult situations like the current coming at us, right? And sometimes we feel like we're the only one, like only I could find an island, right? And I could get up on it for a break, but sometimes it comes fast and furious. And sometimes not so great things happen to us, and it seems like they pile on. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, but they're telling me to let you know that you've got the strength that you need. Just believe in yourself a little bit, and once you push through whatever this is, things will be good. And they also are telling me to remind you too, like with the coho salmon, right? They're in water, and water renews, water regenerates, rejuvenates, and it's a lot of what our bodies are made up of. There's a big percentage of it that our bodies are water. So this is showing cleansing, this is showing new beginnings, and they just want you to have enough strength in yourself, and trust in yourself, and belief in yourself so that you can get through whatever this is. And it won't be a big issue. You just have to get through it. They're also telling me that you need to deal with it now, because if you don't, it's going to come back to kind of sort of quote unquote haunt you later. So if you don't do it now, it's going to come up again in the near future, and it's going to kind of hit you even a little harder because you didn't deal with it the first time. And I know I'm the biggest procrastinator in the world, so I get it. All right, so that's your card today, and it is the coho salmon. All right, let us see. Hi, Tone. Hi, Tanya. How are you? You're very welcome, Margaret. I love you. Okay. Who else is here? Hi, Jan. How are you? Jan, I haven't seen you in a long while. I hope all is well with you. I hope all is well with you. Yes, I can give you. I will, Tanya. I'll give you a card next. I just happen to slide down here and see Miss Teresa. So let me see what I got for her today. Pip, what you doing down there? You can hear him in the background. His latest thing is he says a bunch of bad words that I didn't teach him, that came from where he came from either other birds or previous owners. And then I keep telling him, no, that's not nice. So now he swears, and then he says, no, that's not nice. Yeah, they're great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he likes to talk all day. He's a good boy. He also says good night now when I cover him up. Anyway, here you go. Your card today is, let me get the sun off of it. There you go. It is the wolf. Okay. Wolves are okay. All right. So let me just take a look at this for a minute. Okay. So, they're showing you in a pack. Okay. First of all, I want to put out there to people that are listening, wolves by themselves, I always see these guys that, or people, I shouldn't say just the guys, but put their name, I'm a lone wolf. Well, lone wolves are not a good thing, because lone wolves mean either they're crazy, wolves, not people, or they're ill, right? And so they've been kind of culled from the pack. So you don't ever want to be a lone wolf. Okay, just putting that out there. So anyway, Teresa, what's coming through for you right now is you're taking the lead. So you're like the alpha of the pack, and you've got all those that are around you that are close to you that depend on you, and you've got this. The thing is, you're teaching the pack, okay, because the alpha obviously is, there's an alpha female, there's an alpha male in each pack, and they kind of keep control on situations, and they also teach the young and teach the other wolves what to do and what not to. By example, that's how they teach. Obviously, wolves don't speak the way we do, but they do speak to each other within the pack by what they do. They show the young ones how to hunt. They show the young ones when not to step out and show themselves or put themselves in danger. It goes on and on. So this is showing me right now, and to tell you that you need to understand that you're the head of this pack. So whatever you're doing, you have to think about it in terms of you're leading by example. And these are the younger ones in the pack. So I would put this to younger siblings or your children, or, younger than you are. So you're leading by example, and they want you to remember that. So, if you decide that you have to go howl at the moon, that's all good. Just make sure the rest of the pack is kind of subdued, resting, not in the vicinity of where you're at, and then go out and howl at the moon. The wolf, when she was here, she actually made it a regular ritual on the full moon, and she would literally go outside and howl at the moon. Neighbors all thought we were crazy, but hey. So it's all okay. And another thing they're saying is not everything is perfect. You know, we love for everything to be perfect in a perfect world, right? However we manage it. But it never is that. There's always imperfections. And the thing is, you're perfect with who you are, with your imperfections, because it creates that individual, that strong individual that also balances weakness with strength, right? So, howl at the moon, and it's okay. Just keep moving in the manner that you are. But you're in charge. That's the other thing they're saying. You're in charge of this. Um, okay, and I think she's telling me. I think this woman came through before for you. I think, because that's what she's telling me. But this is a taller, well, she's taller than I am, a thinner woman. She's an older woman that's passed. Not a long time ago. This would be more recent times, not like yesterday or the past few years, but recent times. And she's just saying the same thing, and she's agreeing with everything that Spirit has been putting out there. And they're just saying, you've got this, so don't worry about it. Just do it. Just walk through it each day. You can't look ahead even to 5 minutes from now and know what's going to happen. You can't go back in time and change things that have happened. So what she's giving me is, you got to make sure that you keep yourself in the present. Don't panic about stuff that may be happening in the future, because you add anxiety to it, you add panic to it. So there's things that you're adding out to the universe. Just be confident in what your goal is, set it, and then just walk it. And they're also saying, she's also saying, forget about what happened even yesterday or 2 minutes from back from now. We can't change it. We just learn from it. We learn from it. What we learn, we throw in our toolkit so we can walk through life on our path in a better way. So this is your card today, and it's the wolf. And like I said, she's kind of like, yeah, you know me. So just do what give her what I'm telling you. Give her what I'm telling you. And yeah, she's kind of laughing too. So this would be like, she would be, if I was looking at her, she wouldn't be a grandmother for me. She would be my mom. This isn't, I would say this would be like a grandmother figure or an aunt that passed, but not a grandparent, or yeah, not a parent. Now she's laughing at me. All right. And she's kind of showing me, this is probably what I would have known her, because I really didn't. Showing me like the 70s, like when I graduated high school type stuff, that era. That's where I knew her from. So it has to be related to you guys or related to your mom, because I have no idea why that would be shown to me other than that. And I am being seen the old neighborhood in the high school. So anyway, that was your card, the wolf, and I hope it resonates with you and kind of makes sense. And these lessons that Spirit shares with us can be given out to all of us, because it's things that we can learn, right? In each of us as we walk our journeys. So I think, yep, I'm going to put the link in right now, and I think I did. If somebody wants to come on with me, you're welcome to just click on that link and we'll come on in. Okay, so Tanya, let me see. Hi, Cheryl. Yep, I see you too. I'm apparently, what I had intended on doing is not happening today, because Spirit has things that they want me to talk about and do. So, hi, Tanya. How are you? Oh yeah, he's a happy boy for sure. He's Phoenix is fitting in. I actually thought about, because Phoenix is a pretty typical, well, so is Mango for that matter, and so is Pip, I guess. Phoenix is a name that's used often with parrots, but he knows his name, so he knows his name very well. And he responds to it, so I won't be changing it. But, yep, he's my crazy little boo-boo right now. All right, so Tanya, let's see what I got for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, I got the doe. Doe, a deer, a female deer. There you go. There's your card today. It is the doe. Okay, so the first thing they're showing me is the doe with little kids, or kids, with little kids, with younger kids. And they're circling around you. And it's like, this is a time right now for you to, okay. Okay, so this is a time around for you right now that is all about caring for family or friends that are like family. This is the time that you should be kind of hanging on to them closely, especially as we walk through the retrograde. They want to make sure that you're comfortable with, it's kind of with the boundaries that you've set out, that you might have to adjust them a little bit. So there's new people or people that need to be removed or new people that need to be put into your sacred circle. But this is all about, and they're saying and using the word bonding right now. So I'm not really sure what's going on with you at all, but it's like, this is what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like a mother's love. Okay, so a mother's love that, you hear him coughing like me. A mother's love that's given to their children and to their family. And it's actually very strong. And they're telling me to let you know that what you are leading by example, so that you teach these younger people how they should be, how they should walk, how they need to be, even not only now, but in the future in their life. Okay. And sometimes when you think about it, and recently I've been seeing a lot of it around people like my age and a little bit older, are like, yeah, you remember when we used to go out and play tag? You remember when we used to play red light, green light? You remember when we used to play dodgeball outside? And our time limit was when the street lights went on. And I lived down in the city in Detroit. So it was like, if we weren't in the house, or at least our hand on the door to go in the house when the street lights came on, we'd be in trouble. Nowadays, that doesn't happen. First of all, people are scared of every little thing. Their kids are all attached to their phones. They're all attached to the TVs, their computers, whatever. But it's a very different dynamic. So what you're bringing to the table, Tanya, for these younger people, for the young people that are around you, is, you know what? We can set that down. And this is how I used to do different things. And you're teaching them things from your past that were good, that are kind of going to continue with them. And right now, everybody, every adult should be doing this for kids, whether they're your kids or somebody else's kids. You should help them to kind of overcome technology a little bit, because it gets so crazy. But by you setting that example, it will impact and imprint on the young ones in your group. And the 6-year-old back there is agreeing. So, Tanya, that's your card for today, and it is the doe. Okay, let me go down. I hope it resonated for you, and thanks for joining us here, eh? All right, okay, Cheryl Headley, let's see what I can get for you today. Oh, let's see. I will, Jan. I will give you a card. Hang on, my dear. I'll give you one next. Oh, now he's knocking on the door. Come in. Yeah, righty. Here we go. Okay, Cheryl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh. You got the raven. Okay, and you got a wolf call back there from the bird saying, woohoo. All right, so the raven brings you, and this is really funny, I want you to look at the face of that raven. Okay, this raven is very determined that you will understand what you need to understand, what you kind of asked for. They're messengers. Ravens are out in the wild even, they're like in your face and they're very bold. They're very, very smart. They're actually much like parrots. They can actually mimic noise. And they are the mystery keepers or the messengers of the in-between. And they kind of like are able to kind of what they call pierce the veil. Although I don't really, again, terminology, the veil, people say the veil between the spirit lands and between the humans. And I seriously don't feel it's thick or thin based on what's going on around the world. I believe it's how we choose to allow it into our lives, whether we want to hear from our family members or our friends that are on the other side or not. But this is definitely linking as a strong connection between you and the spirit lands, right? Okay, yep. Okay, but I'm also being told to tell you beware, because sometimes, okay, they get melodramatic, but it's kind of like beware of false prophets, right, is what they're saying, but not really prophets in a religious sense, but by people telling you things that may not be true or may not resonate with you. So don't do them just because there's somebody that's telling you you should. So you need to rely on your own self and your own intuition and kind of like, watch, and sometimes if you hear spirit or you're engaged with something like that, the hair will stand up on your arms. I don't have any hair, but the goosebumps will come up, or the hair on the back of your neck. You'll just feel like somebody's breathing down your neck. It's up to you to determine how much you want to allow in or how much you want to keep out and keep safe distance from. It's all about how you choose to walk forward with it. I'm also being directly shown about the green amethyst, which I've talked to you guys a lot about in the past. Green amethyst is always a healing tool for me, and what I'm being shown for you right now is they're picking this up. And I actually got these from, I get everything now from them. I have a lot of the older stuff, but this is from Carrie Greenaway, who was just on here a couple weeks ago, and she will be back. We'll have her back on, by the way. But I'm hearing this green amethyst because of there's still healing that needs to be done with you or for you, or that you need to acknowledge and actually walk through. And it's something we all do. I heard something today. I actually just heard a song, and I didn't realize that something still caused me to feel sad a little bit. And it brought me back to that place. So apparently I hadn't finished all the work with what it was that occurred with this. So it was kind of triggered. So, and this is what I'm hearing with you. We sometimes think that it's all done, but it's really not. So really be careful as you walk forward so that you do honor everything that needs to be healed. And I do, they're kind of yelling at me. Make sure she does take that time for self. Okay. So not only did you get the Raven card, but they're entering the green amethyst in it as well. Okay, and these are really easily charged too, which I'll tell you in a minute. So that's your card, and I hope it resonates for you. Okay, so crystals and gems that we all, not everybody, but a lot of people connect with, and a lot of people have them that come to see me stream and see Sean and Beck stream and Lee Craven stream. Rocks and crystals need to be cleansed, either moonlight or sunlight or both. And they also need to have intent put in them. Okay, so like the green amethyst has been known, it's rare, but it's also been known for healing. And I've been using it with people since I was in my 30s. And you have to put the intent in there. So you ask the universe and Creator God and whoever else, the divine energies that are out there, to bring infinite amounts of healing energies into your gems and your crystals. And pink amethyst is another one that will absolutely 100%. It will actually change pretty much to a milky white, or if it's a shiny one, it'll turn to clear white that you think it's quartz. I've been doing this forever, and they are useful. If you actually stop to think about it, people have been using crystals back centuries back in Egypt and Rome and Macedonia and all these other places that they're finding all these things that were used. So considering they've been used that long, there has to be some kind of energy that they help with, or they can help block or help bring and attract to you. So, it's all about what works for you. Just because say clear quartz works for you, it doesn't mean it's going to work for me. All right. Just like carnelian, which I absolutely love and I'm drawn to, and it keeps me protected. It also keeps me energized, and I have a lot of carnelian, but that doesn't mean it's going to do the same for you. So work with stuff that you're drawn to. Okay. All right. So enough of that talking, right? Hi, Jan. I hope you're well. Let's see what I can get for you, Miss Jan. Mango, you're kind of quiet today. Everybody's taking a nap. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. I love these guys. These guys are my favorite. Your card today is the Otter. Okay. So the Otter. Okay. So the Otter is a really big family group. The mothers stay with their kids. They teach them probably till about a year old or so. And it's all about that mother nurturing energy. Jesus just didn't even think about it, but that's probably what the theme of today is going to be. So they're also about play and work, but they get the work done and then they play. But it's about balance, right? So what I'm being shown for you today is you need a little bit more balance in your life. And part of that you need to do is you need to bring that balance in by yourself. So you need to pull it in, because you're expending energy on everything else but you. So there is a place or a time, sorry, they're yelling. So there is a time for work, okay? And then there is a time for play. So you have to find that happy medium and that happy balance. And right now I'm feeling a very kind of tipped kind of a balance. So you're really like, it's more work than, well, and somebody just yelled, work and no play makes so-and-so, not a happy boy or not a happy girl. However that went, that phrase, I remember hearing it when I was younger. But it truly is about the balance with you right now. And they're telling me to make sure, and this is also too because the balance, it's so off balance. I almost feel like there's health issues that are going on with you as well. But it's because you're not balancing your time. And I almost feel too that you're like having a difficult time, like almost like sleeping. You're not getting enough rest. You're not getting enough playtime. And playtime can be rest, It could be cuddling up with a book or watching a cool, funny TV show. The other night I watched Password and I laughed my butt off. And I didn't realize that I needed to do that. And there's been days that I don't put a TV on. I just have music on, and I just come in at night and I just lay down, put the lights all on and let the birds all out, and they're all being crazy for about an hour and a half, and then it's nighttime. So it's like, you got to remember you're in control of your time. So how you spend it is important to your health, it's to your energy, it's for your mind, body, spirit. And they're saying try to get that a little bit more balanced and things should be a little better for you. And I don't want to get a call from you or a message from you because your health is off, because you're in charge of that, just like I'm in charge of mine, right? There's days I get up, I don't feel great, and I know it's going to be a slow day, or it's going to be a kind of low energy day, and it's up to me. And if I try to push through that and do stuff, then I pay for it, right? I pay 2 days for it and I can't do stuff. So just take care of you and remember, okay, balance. And that's the card for you today, Miss Jan. I'm glad to see you. It's so fun to see you. Okay. Let me go down the list a bit. Hang on, because I know this thing's going to jump. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Good. I'm glad you resonate with it, James. I'm very happy that it does. Okay, so I have to bend over here. Hi, Jacqueline. How are you? Yeah, we all get to take our time, right, and go do things we have to do or we want to do. Okay, I got to go down here a little bit. Yep. Okay. Yes, you can, Pamela. Hang on one second. I got to get this so it doesn't jump all over. All right. Oh, you know what? Jacqueline, I'm gonna ask you something when I get done with Pamela's, okay? Because it just hit me like a ton of bricks what your last name is. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you related? You can answer this while I'm shuffling the cards. Jacqueline, are you related to Renee? She your aunt, maybe? Oh my gosh, I wonder if that's true. Yeah, and I'll get you a card here in a second, but let me get Pamela first, okay? Oh, well, Pamela, they want me to cut these up too. Okay, so here, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I know. Hang on, Miss Pip. You're so excited. All right, here you go. Your card today is the possum. I love possums. I saw a video today. People get so creeped out about possums because they look like big rats and they're so involved with nature. They take care of things that humans and other animals don't want. They eat bugs that that we don't like to deal with, like mosquitoes and ticks and stuff like that. And they're actually super great parents, and they're very gentle. My dog Boone that passed a number of years back, him and one of my cats that also has passed since then, used to lay out in the yard, and we had a possum, and she used to come in all the time, and she'd play with the dog and play with the cats, and it was great. And she was pretty amazing. I opened the door to let one of the cats in one time, and she just walked in the house, and because I didn't have the light on, I didn't know it was her. And I'm like, oh no, you gotta go back outside. But they're great animals, okay? But the possum does something. What's funny is she never did this with me. She wasn't scared of me. I wasn't a threat to her. But what possums do when they get scared, or they get locked into a corner, is sometimes not only will they do one of two things. They'll either stand in the corner and hiss and spit like they're going to kill you, which they won't, or they fall over and you think they've had a heart attack and died, right? Because they don't move. And you can go over there and kind of move them with your foot or move with you, and they don't. You just think they're not alive. And this is what I'm being shown for you, Pamela, is you're kind of in that space that they're showing me, is where you're tired and you just kind of want to lay down right now and you don't want to deal with things, with the reality of what's going on around you. And this isn't like personal things that are going on around you. It's just the world in general. And, yeah, okay, yeah. Spirit's yelling at me. Make sure she knows you're not the only one. I am tired every freaking day I get up, if I put the news on or I hear something bad's going on, or, it just kind of becomes kind of overwhelming. And the other day, on the 11th, we had the 9/11 anniversary here, and it brought me back to when my mother was still alive, and I came home from work, and they sent kids home from school early that day. So my daughter was there, and my mom just looked at me and she said, I've lived too long. And she was in her late 80s when she passed, and she was in her 80s when that happened. And she said, I've just seen too much. And this is the tiredness that I'm getting from you. You're kind of tired of trying to make headway with things. You're tired of wow, when will I be able to stop and just have some peace and not have to worry about stuff? And you know, that can happen. You may have a day or two here or there, but all of us, as we walk through life, are dealing with the same things. It's just life. So honor if you have to play possum, right? And lay down and just settle for the day, not necessarily lay down literally, but slow down. Unplug from social media, unplug from the TV world, put some music on and or not, and just spend time with yourself doing something that you enjoy. Kind of revitalize yourself. But do it at your own pace. So not everything has to get done in a day or an hour or even 5 minutes, right? And this is what they're telling me to tell you. Just time is what it is. Time actually has no meaning when we go to the Spiritlands. Time has no meaning to the divine. Time, there is nothing. It's a human thing that we have created that we feel we have to honor, and it's time. And we don't, you know, so don't set those limits on yourself. Don't put, oh, I got to have this, you know, got to do this by then. Or don't roll it out at your own speed and do what you need to do to make you feel safe and comfortable. Okay. And that is your card today. And it is the possum. I hope that resonates for you, ma'am. Okay. Now, where did she go? Okay, and I don't know yet because I haven't read down the list, and I'll get down to the bottom of the list as well. Yeah, I swear, I can't wait to find out if you know, inbox me or write it on here and I see it. I want to know if Renee was related to you or is related to you. She's a good friend of mine, but we've kind of sort of lost touch since I moved to this house, I guess I'd say, since 2010. Yeah, I love her dearly. So does my daughter. All right, here we go. Let's see what I got for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh. All right, so for you today, you've got the medicine wheel. Okay, so the let's try that again. The medicine wheel is the indigenous people here in the U.S. This is our way, and you can see there's like quarters. It's divided into quarters, but it's also divided down. But it's divided by clans. It's divided by animals. It's kind of like the astrology wheel, right? And you can go all the way down to the center where you are. And it's all these things that are touching your life or being part of your life. And it's kind of all encompassing. And you start from the day of your birth and the month of your birth. And then you go from that day, even if it's like May or it's July, that's your starting date for your new year, right? And you go 4 months, and then you go 4 more months and 4 more months, and then you're back to where you began, right? To the 4 more months when your birthday is. So this is kind of what I see. You're kind of almost in like your third quarter of your year. And I feel like what I'm looking at is like you're a planner. Like everything's in focus. Everything is like on a timeline for you. Like you don't like surprises. You like to know what you're doing ahead of time. And I am not like that. My daughter is, but I am not like that. And it's like you want to make sure you know. You can roll with changes, but you want to know them in the correct time. So what they're kind of showing me is kind of like you need to look at the different areas of your life, the people, work, social events, world happenings, whatever, however it is. And that's like all the important things that you put into your, again, what I talk about is the sacred circle, which is everything closest to you that means the most to you. And it's like in this little circle that we put. And it's kind of like you need to tend to the garden, like clean out the other stuff. So the dead grass, the weeds, so that the things that you have that are important to you, or you've actually seeded an idea, will continue to grow and manifest in the way that you want it to. But it's like they keep showing me weeding the garden, right? And then once you do, things kind of keep and stay in balance. So you need to kind of it's kind of like we were just talking a while back about cleaning out the closets, right? It's about going in and kind of centering things in different ways of different importance, kind of renumbering how they lay for you to get done. And by doing this, you'll have more opportunities that'll come in, because there's stuff that you've got in there that you don't even realize you still are holding on to and dragging forward. And you really don't need to, because you can't change it. You've already learned from it, or it's already imprinted on you to assist you in the future. So you just kind of have to roll with it a little bit, but you need to kind of clean it out. And once you do, like I said, look at where you are. It's kind of like the astrological zodiac calendar, only this is the tribal calendar, and it's divided into 12, but then it goes down and goes down and goes down till it hits that center point, which is you. So you have to make sure that everything that's kind of traveling around you resonates for you in a positive way. Get rid of the negative stuff. Don't add energy to the negative stuff. Just set it outside and let it go. All right, so that is your card, and it is the medicine wheel. Thanks for stopping in. Nice to meet you here. All right, so I'm going to go down here a little bit. Okie doke. Hang on, guys, because it might just... Yes, you may, Lido. I would be happy to give you a card. Let me... You're welcome, Debbie. La la. All right, let's see what we can do here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, all righty then. Interesting. Your card today is the wolf, the desert wolf, which is a coyote. It represents the South. Feminine, my head. Feminine and masculine, the divine feminine is what it relates to in the South. And it's also related as trickster. It can be it relates to Pan in Greek mythology, or Cocapella and Cocapelli, sorry, in the Southwest tribes here in the U.S. And it's a trickster. But coyotes have a purpose, and that's not what is being shown for you right now as far as trickster goes. This is more about self-care. This is about the divine feminine, but it's also about, you need that happy medium, that happy, it's about balance between the male and the divine female, right? Sometimes we get so involved with our lives that we tend to not take care of ourselves, and then we kind of lag behind because we're not balanced. And what they're showing me right now is you really need to honor that balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine down with South, right? South is the direction. And okay, hang on a minute. They're showing me all kinds of stuff. All right, so I see you like walking through. It would be somewhere like New Mexico or Sedona, like where there's a lot of energy. But it's so much energy, it's almost throwing you off balance. And that's how they're bringing the energy through to me and showing me. There's like so much coming at you. Like you'll get a little bit of negative, you'll get a little bit of positive, and then they kind of crash together, and it's like, bam, you get this energy blast, right? Of all this stuff that it isn't really easy to sort through. But what I'm being told is you need to sort through it to cut loose the stuff that you don't want, and also the stuff that you don't need. And you're not being disrespectful by doing it, but you do need to make that choice and then keep the stuff that's like more sacred to you. And this is more about spirituality with you right now. But it's like, oh my gosh, it's like going to a fruit market and you see all these gorgeous different kinds of fruits everywhere, and you just want to take it all in and get one of each or 10 of each. And they're like, no, you need to experience each one on its own. And it's like, this is what's causing almost like an overwhelming feel of, oh, really, how should I go about doing this? And again, this is about spirituality. There is no one right way and there is no one wrong way. You just have to honor the process. When you do, everything will be fine. One of the big things is change. And when people hear that word change, they're like, we hate change. We don't want to do change. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go through more change. But on a molecular level, we change from the moment we're conceived. Every second of every day of every month of every year. You can't avoid it. Change is there. So instead of fighting it, you need to balance what's going on so that as things come in to your world, so to speak, you'll be more prepared to deal and balance with it and handle it. Okay. So that's pretty cool. That's like, and I could go more and more and more, but I can't right now because there's other people need reads. So here you go. And it is the desert wolf or coyote. And I hope that kind of resonates for you. It's really important, especially with all the energies that are going on right now. It's really super crazy. You really have to pick and choose and kind of like put boundaries and protection up around yourself because there's so much negative out there right now. All right, let's see. Good, James. I'm glad. Oh, you hopped over here on Facebook too. Okay. All right, hang on. I gotta make this move again. Yeah, I know it was a day. I didn't know if it was Thursday or Friday. I couldn't remember, but yes, I understand. And again, my condolences to her family and her countries, all the people that admire her. She did a lot. I don't think I would have been wanted to be doing her job. I just, for 70 years, let alone for, I wouldn't want to do it for a month, let alone 70 years, I guess. Hello, Kay. I see Kay is here. Okay, I'm going to go down this. Please bear with me. No pun intended. 1 second. Oh, look who's here, everybody. Here is Miss Lizzie. Miss Lizzie Starr is over in the UK. And if you want a really good reader, this woman is a woman to go to. I love her. She's my older sister. I admire her and my brother, and I love them 100%. Over the moon. And it was her birthday over the weekend. So everybody wish her a happy birthday, even though it's belated. All right, let's see here. Hang on. Oop, let me find you again. Hang on. Whew. Okay, I don't know who you are. I will squeeze you in. I don't have to squeeze you in. Good, Tanya. I'm glad. Okay, so anxiety. Okay, so I'm not even going to pull a card for you right now, but I am going to tell you this because I'm getting all this energy off of all these crystals that are around me right now. And I've been setting them up in the window to charge at night, and then I take them down mid-morning. And they're like rocking right now, okay? A lot of anxiety and a lot of stress that people are feeling right now and people are experiencing right now is due to the fact we are in a Mercury retrograde. It ends October 2nd. It does affect the planets, whether you believe it. It works on the tide, it works on everything. Even animals can feel a change in the energy, right? And it really is a real thing, as well as the full moon. Now, the full moon that came in just a few days ago or over the weekend, whatever it was the corn moon. And typically it should be the fall harvest moon, but it wasn't because we had an extra full moon in the cycles for the year. So we're not going to get the harvest moon until after October 2nd, when retrograde leaves and everything goes back to kind of semi-normal. So what you're feeling is all this stuff, okay, from the planets, from the Earth atmosphere, from the anxiety and crazy energy that people are putting up out there in the world right now. It's really kind of a interesting, but it is kind of an anxiety-filled kind of world right now. I know people, and it's like a PTSD reaction to some of the stuff that's going on. And that's kind of why I tell people kind of unplug a little bit, even if it's just for a day. Just unplug. Don't look at TV. Don't look at your computers. Don't listen to negative people. Just spend some time for you and only for you, okay? For the sake of you. I don't care if it's jumping in a hot shower or a cold shower. I don't care if it's, take a 2-hour soak in the bath. I don't care if you're just chilling in a reclining chair, listening to some music and reading a book. But you need to do some things for yourself. So when you get so filled with anxiety, kind of figure out, take a breath, take a deep breath, and kind of try to look at what's causing this anxiety and what can I do to relieve that anxiety. So how do I get through this, right? And don't feed the negatives, feed the positives, but take care of you, because you have to take care of mind, body, and spirit. If those things aren't balanced well, or at least almost balanced, you'll have a difficult day or a difficult week, whatever it'll be. But you just have to kind of care for yourself. And I appreciate the fact that you're telling me you have major anxiety. My daughter as well has major anxiety. I don't do things quite the way she views things, but I understand what you're saying. I tell her the same. Breathe. Do the 7 breaths. 1 breath intake, hold it, and then release it for every direction. And yes, there's 7 directions. It's north, south, east, west, above, below, and within. Okay, and do those, and you'll be surprised at how it'll bring calm to you. And there's nothing in the world that you cannot overcome if you have friends and people. And you've got a whole bunch of people right here, right now. So if you need assistance with that, or need somebody to lend you an ear or a shoulder, you need to reach out and do that. And if you can, you'll find out that things aren't as bad as you thought they were, because you're not alone. Okay, so that's what I will give for you today. And just remember, do those 7 breaths, because I know it's a crazy world. All right, with that said, let me go down a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, birds are just, I can't have, because of my physicalities, I had a couple surgeries on my spine over the past few years, and I can't do what I used to do. So putting the dogs out, taking dogs out, I've had dogs all my life, and usually I've had 2, if not 3 at the same time. This is the first time in the longest I've not had a dog. But I know that I can't. But the birds, I can. And I used to have birds all the time. So now I have birds, and they make my life happy. All right. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Hi, Cindy Pinkham. How are you? You know what, Cindy Pinkham? I am going to give you a read, because you asked me last week, and I thought I got through everybody on the list, and I did not. So I'm going to give you a card. I'm I'm gonna give you a card today. All right, let's see what I can give you today. Cards are being a little funky today. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, all right. So you got the elk card. Now we have elk in Michigan, not where I'm at. It's more towards the other side, and they're magnificent. They are so big. Moose are bigger than them, but elk are way bigger than the deer. And fall is a really important time for them because they're moving and getting ready to settle in winter. So a lot of it is foraging for food. They're keeping their herd together. They've all gone through rut already. That was like through the whole summer. And this is about being out in the community. This is about having your voice heard. This is about, and I keep seeing like movement. So they move from one area to the next to the next. And to me, that's travel. But it's travel to the areas that you're familiar with, but you're not sure where you want to be when winter comes rolling in. Okay. Because there's things that definitely change for all of us when the snow and cold enter into play, right? So this is about kind of making sure you're planning and plotting the right way to do whatever you want to do for the winter. So you want to look at it right now, not actually plan stuff right now, just kind of look at where your head might be and what you want to be doing. And again, this is because of retrograde. So don't make any final decisions or finalize plans at this time till after October 2nd, because that retrograde is really playing with all of us. But this is a time to work on self and be happy and kind of review what we've done this year. And believe it or not, we're going to be entering into Halloween next month. And then next thing, before you know it, we're going to be on top of Christmas, right? I don't know where the year went. It kind of flew by. But this is the time for you to kind of settle and kind of see everything that you've done and accomplished to this point. But again, I see the movement. Maybe because you've been traveling throughout the year, but I'm still seeing there be a little bit of movement before the winter comes in. Okay, so that's your card today, Miss Cindy. And and whoever sent the stickers up top, thank you. And Sean and Bex will make sure that they put them on the wheel. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go down. Hang on a minute, because I gotta roll this. So I gotta roll this so it doesn't go crazy. And it just did. Hang on. Hang on. It just tripped. It just tripped. Oh. Oh. What the heck did that do? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's my mug. Actually, this mug here was given to me by Patty. She is a good friend of mine. She actually moved here for a while, was living here for a while, and in the area, and then now she's back in Washington State. Okay, hang on. I gotta go down without moving. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Okay. You're welcome, Jan. Hey, I'm glad. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I laugh nowadays, Tanya, because kids today, or young people, even people in their 20s, they don't even know how to use like a wall phone, right? I mean, my daughter does, but because we had them and she knows and her grandmother still has them. But it's kind of crazy that they don't know all that stuff, right? All right, hang on. That's awesome. Good deal. All right, Cheryl, what do you got to say here? Well, you get goosebumps, but it's not for it's not for no reason. It's because they're trying to connect with you and give you that message. And I will tell you, and I'm still hearing it, is you need to heal. So don't let that go by and not. Oh yeah, absolutely, salt works. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna go down a little farther. Okay. Oh, you hear him? Ooh, he's talking up a storm. Okay, hang on. Let me go here. Yeah, you know what? Some of it, okay. Now I use white sage to smudge, depending on where you live. I don't know if it's available. I also use sweetgrass, which is here in the US, and again, it might be in Canada too, but I don't know that it's overseas, and you can't get it to go over anymore because it's a plant. But I will tell you, even if you're in an area where you can only have like incense, there's incense that you can use. Whatever it is, it's like going to churches, right? There's different cultures that do different things. They do it in India. They use incense the same way as I use white sage as smudge to clean your energy field. And sometimes you need to do that by opening a door or a window and going through every room in your home and just cleansing it again with incense or white sage, and you kind of change that energy up. But you go clockwise around the house. You start where the window or door is open, and you go all the way around till everything's been cleansed and pushed out that open door or window. And if you're still feeling it in a couple days, do it again. But kind of make it your ritual, cleanse yourself, put the smoke, if it's incense or even again white sage, and if it's in, you put it in a container to burn it, right? And what you do when the smoke comes up is you put it over your head and up to your heart, like you're actually washing with water, but you're using the smoke, and it kind of calms things down. The fact that you say you're a sensitive, you really need to be able to learn how to set your boundaries and how to work with that energy, if you are a sensitive or an empath or whatever label that you use, because it is important to protect yourself. And again, there's many ways that I do it. I smudge. Sometimes I have to put my feet in water, right? Like not my whole self, just my feet to kind of ground, or take my shoes off outside and put my feet in the ground, on the ground to ground myself. So if you do that and you kind of make it it's kind of like exercising your spiritual self, right? And it'll be what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But I would definitely say you need to smudge with either incense or white sage or a smudge stick. I know some people can get them over there in the UK. I don't know where you're from. So, but yeah, if you start doing that and really working on that intent when you're doing it, you'll feel a lot better. I mean, when I do the sage in my home, if sometimes I do it and it's just prior to my daughter coming up to visit, she'll walk in the house and say, "Oh, it smells so good," right? So it's about clearing that energy field from you, and you need to do that. Okay. I hope that helps a little. Okay. I don't know who this is or what this is. I don't know. I would, yep, nope, yep, nope. But I saw you. So, hello and hey. You're very welcome, Jan. You were in your honeymoon. I don't even know. I missed that, so I don't know what that was relating to. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I love possums, if that was what you were referring to. Okay, I'm going to go down a little farther here. Hi, Lido. It is. You missed it, but that's okay. You just go once this is over, you can fast forward to it. It'll still be on the tape. All right. I'm sorry your phone died. All right. Okay. You're very welcome, Pamela. All right. Uh-oh. What did Lee do? Beat you with a piece of spaghetti? Okay, so I'm going to go down a little farther. Okay. Oh, it just ran away. All right. Okay. Hang on, guys. This thing jumped like crazy. All right. It like really jumped, so I don't know what happened here. Good afternoon, Joyce, and I hope you got your inbox message. I'll check it after this show. All right. Okay, so an hour and 20 minutes I've been on. So with that said, I love you guys. Thank you for spending time with the bear here at my cave, and thanks for your energy and your positive vibes that you brought to the Ghost Dimension family today. All right, guys, you take care, and we'll talk again next Tuesday. Bye.
Yeah. Cool. Wasn't it? Bye, bear, my bear.
Bye, Mama Bear.
See you later, bear, my bear, my bear. Bye.